are going to be seeing what would happen if the entirety of Europe went into war. So, before I start, I'd just like to say thanks for 80 subscribers. Wow. Anyway, let's get started. So, obviously Russia is going to be in red. So let's just color in these parts of Russia. Now, like this. And here. Then we're also going to have Kazakhstan be on the red team. Belarus. Then we're going to have Serbia. Greece. I'll explain that later. Bulgaria. No, not Bulgaria. I mean, maybe Romania? Sure. Like, I know they hate Russia, but I mean, they're great friends with Serbia. Then Cyprus is going to join up with Greece, because they're like great allies with Greece, you know? So, I mean, it'll just make sense. I'm going to fill in these Greek islands here. There we go. Let's see. Then we're also going to have Montenegro, and this might be controversial, but Bosnia joining the red team. I forgot about Leningrad. And this might be it. Then let's do the blue team, which is going to be we'll do that here. Then we're going to do the blue team, which is going to be Georgia, Finland, Estonia, Latvia, and Lithuania. Just gonna fill this in. Then it's also going to be where is it? Here, Kosovo, Albania, Turkey, Croatia, Hungary, Ukraine, Poland, Germany, Norway, and Sweden, including Scotland. And let's just fill this up. Then also Iceland is going to be on the blue team. Then we're also going to have Denmark on the blue team. 1 second. Here we go. Then we're also going to have the Netherlands, Belgium, this little exclave of the Netherlands. And then we're also going to have Czechia, Slovakia, North Macedonia, I guess, Slovenia, Italy, actually, not Italy, and I'll explain that later, the French, the British, over here, and then I guess we're also going to do the Vatican, San Marino, Monaco, and Andorra, and Malta. Then Spain is going to be on this part. And then finally, we have the yellow team, which is going to consist of Ireland, Portugal, Italy. Oh, forgot to fill in. I need to fill in for a second. 1 second. There we go. Nope. Sorry for this long hold up. So, Italy, Switzerland, Austria, Liechtenstein, and then Bulgaria. So, I guess we can start the fighting now. So, we are going to start over here, where we can see that the United Kingdom, I don't know why that's, I don't know why this area is colored in yellow. Let me try to fix that. So, the United Kingdom is mostly going to be focusing here in Ireland, taking places like Donegal up here in the north, and just like establishing a front line. The Irish fight back. Now, the only reason the Irish will be are actually able to fight back is because the British are also working in other places. So anyway, the Irish fight back slightly, and they just barely manage to make an intrusion into Northern Ireland. And their goal is to take Belfast over there. So then let's go over here, where we see that Spain is actually having some problems, because Portugal is actually taking land from them, mainly from the Galician area, which is surprising. And then Catalonia breaks away, and then it becomes slightly less surprising. The Italians take out Corsica and San Marino, and also the Vatican City, which saying that might be controversial, but anyway. The Italians also make a push out, and Austrians also push into Croatia, cutting it in parts. And Slovenia is the first nation to actually end up falling. Then we have the Austrians advancing, and also we see the Italians advancing into France somehow. I'm not actually really sure. And the Germans push into the north of these countries, and for some reason all of their troops are in Austria. I wonder why. Anyway, the red team is going to start their invasions, with Bosnia conquering these areas, Bosnia and Serbia, and Romania making more pushes, with Romania capturing this area. And just like all of this is being captured, the Serbs and Romanians also try to make a push into Bulgaria, and Serbia takes out Kosovo, and they try to take out Albania too, which is going well so far, but yeah, who knows. The Greeks are also attacking European Turkey because the rest has slunk into the ocean, and they get some land, but then, surprisingly, the Bulgarians get the rest. And then they also get this. And then they try to push back the Romanians, getting this area. And also kicking the Serbs out of their country. They also advance into this area of Greece, and they actually end up taking all of this area, this entire area. Then the Bulgarians try to get this land, but I mean, it's really hard. And so because of this, the Bulgarians have decided to leave the war. So let's just, there we go. And here. So we have the first country to actually leave this war instead of, like, you know, surrendering and stuff. Anyway, Albania is basically cooked. They have the entirety of the Balkans attacking them, and I mean, yeah, no, they can't do anything. The Croats are finally kicked out, they are taken over by the yellow team and the red team. And I mean, honestly, the blue team isn't doing that well by the looks of it. Anyway, let's go over here into Russia. Here we can see them invading down into Georgia. And it's mainly just Abkhazia. So, yeah. The Russians re-annex Crimea, and they start attacking Ukraine. But we all know that this isn't going to be doing well, because, I mean, has it been really doing that well? Anyway, they managed to annex these areas, yes, and they're actually doing a good job. Surprisingly, Kaliningrad is connected to Belarus, and the invasion of the Baltics begins. Now, however, up here in the north, the blue team is having lots of success, mainly because of the, like, wintry soldiers who managed to take over the Kola Peninsula, aka the place where literal thousands of nuclear warheads are being held. You'd think that it would have been a slow process, but yeah, no, it wasn't. So anyway, let's go back to the Irish front, where suddenly we can see that Scotland breaks away. They have given up with the English, because the English are English, and they have declared their independence. This helps Ireland take these areas back, and they start a reoffensive into Northern Ireland. And slowly, they're almost there at Antrim, but not yet. Back here, Spain is collapsing, with the Portuguese taking so much land, and yeah, it's just not looking good for them. Andorra is conquered, and they try to block off Spain from France, but I mean, the Pyrenees are so tall, so like, yeah. But anyway, they tried to connect with Catalonia, but they can't. But they have like a pretty good naval blockade right here. So, I mean, if they really tried, I mean, they could do it. Anyway, Malta's gone by Malta, and the mountains up here in the north are actually doing a good job, where the Swiss managed to kick them out. But I mean, why is Germany only attacking Austria? This is really weird. I don't get it. What, like, of all the countries you could attack, why Austria? Anyway, the yellow team loses part of their front over here, and then Austria is conquered, and then Liechtenstein is conquered, sorry for the pronunciation, and then Germany decides to also leave the war. So what I'm going to be doing here is a country leaves the war when they're happy with the land that they've gotten, and that's interesting. Anyway, let's head over here in the Balkans, where we can see that the yellow team is fighting the red team. We can see that Italy is trying to form some sort of Adriatic Empire. For some reason, it's not going well. For example, when they try to attack into Greece, the Greeks just like kick them out, and they just like fail tremendously, and then they lose a lot of Croatia, and then they lose all of Croatia, and I'm starting to think Italy isn't cut out for war. Anyway, back here in the north, we can see that the red team is trying to cut off access from Ukraine to the rest of the continent, and they actually managed to do this, which is sad for Ukraine. But so now that they have done this, and they ask Bulgaria if they can let their ships pass through, and we've got like, and there's basically like a wall. There's like this large wall of force, like here, that's preventing anything from getting in. But I mean, it's not really that good, because yeah, this part, that's the problem. So anyway, we can see that the Ukrainians aren't doing that well. They lose their eastern regions, and they just lost the south now. So what the Ukrainians do is that they encourage rebellions in Russia, and these rebellions are actually large. They're really large. They're like shockingly large. They're so big that they manage to free Georgia from the Russians, and they're expanding. So things aren't looking so good for Russia right now. Anyway, back in the Irish front, they are going to take over the entirety of Northern Ireland. If I can get this color right. Yes, I can. And now the Irish are going to leave the war, because the Irish don't really like war. So yeah. We now have 3 countries that have left the war just because. Those being Ireland, Germany, and Bulgaria. So anyway, the yellow team has practically given up, except the Italians. I don't know why they haven't given up. And Switzerland is going to surrender over to the blue team because they want mercy, like they really want mercy, and they don't want to lose everything. Meanwhile, the French managed to take over their lost lands, with the only thing that's remaining is Corsica, but they'll deal with that. And they try to attack Catalonia, but to no luck. Suddenly, the Basque region rebels, and it's too late for Spain. Spain lost. So Spain surrenders over to the yellow team, which is devastating for them. But the yellow team now announces that they'll agree to. I don't know if you guys can hear that, but it's pretty stormy outside. Anyway, the yellow team is going to agree to only fight the red team if the blue team doesn't fight them, and they were like, okay, because, you know, the more the merrier, right? So anyway, the Italian Empire is finally back in action, but it's taking excruciatingly slow. Almost like, if this is a pun, that's something that happened in World War II, which it isn't. Or is it? I'm not sure. So anyway, the Italians managed to push into here, and they take the southern part of Greece, the eastern part of Greece, but I mean, it's not that much if you look at it. Anyway, back over here, Ukraine manages to reconnect with Poland, which I've barely talked about in this video, but I mean, it's fine. And they managed to take Crimea because, yeah, they really like Crimea. And then they completely beat back the Belarusians, and they start their own advance into Belarus, and also slightly into Russia. Meanwhile, the Estonians and Latvians manage to kick out the Russians from their country, but sadly, Lithuania falls over to the Russian. I mean, it's basically the Russian Empire at this point. But then, the Ukrainians managed to take back these areas, and with the help of the Georgians, they managed to secure the Sea of Azov, which is like a huge gain for them. And since I don't want to overcomplicate, since I don't want this video to be too long, the Russians decide to quit, and they're like, you know what, we're done. You guys can get some land, I guess. Yes, but before that, Belarus is completely taken over, which is an L for them. And so let's take a look at this peace treaty. So anyway, let's take a look at this peace treaty. You can see that Ireland got some counties over here. Scotland got their independence. Galicia got independence. Portugal got land. Basque County got land. Catalonia got land and took out Andorra. Italy got land from Croatia and Slovenia, and also, if you can see here, they also got land from Albania, Montenegro, and Bosnia. Then Bulgaria got land and took over the entirety of North Macedonia, parts of Greece, and the entirety of European Turkey. Serbia got rid of Kosovo. Romania got annexed Moldova in a union and took some lands from both Bulgaria and Ukraine. Belarus got destroyed. Kaliningrad grew and took out Lithuania. Georgia got some land down here. Ukraine got the entrance to the Sea of Azov, so that's nice. Norway got some land up here in the north, and Finland got lots of land in the east, in the west of Russia. So this is all Kaliningrad, for example. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and if you did enjoy it, please like and subscribe, since it really helps a lot. Thanks.